Welcome to our journey into the heart of solitude and spiritual awakening. If you're exploring the depths of your inner self or navigating the complex path of personal growth, you found the right space. Before we dive into the transformative power of aloneness and the awakening process, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's embark on this journey together. When you start to awaken spiritually, you'll often be alone, sometimes for years. This happens to everyone. The more you accept it, the easier life gets. You might seek out this solitude or end up there unwillingly. Still, either way, it's a vital part of growing spiritually. Your ego, the part that craves attention and activity, will hate this. It might throw fits, feel sorry for itself, and even think about giving up. Being alone can make the ego feel abandoned or angry. You might feel like you're the only lonely person while everyone else is happy. You might think life is unfairly hard on you. But your perspective changes when you start to see being alone as a good thing. You use the alone time well, grow, and begin to make the most of your situation. Your ego likes being around people, but your inner self prefers quiet time alone. When you start understanding yourself better and connecting with who you truly are, you won't need distractions or feel like socializing much. Instead, you'll enjoy your own company, nature, and being alone. This change is actually good because it opens up new opportunities for you. If you resist being alone, you'll feel like life is against you. But once you see the value in solitude, you can use it to improve yourself, which is great. Only a few people have the bravery and commitment to stick with this journey into solitude. Following a religion or spiritual path feels safe because you're part of a group and feel like you belong. However, true spiritual awakening means moving beyond all belief systems and ideas of God. As you shed these beliefs, you feel out of place with what many consider spiritual, because you no longer share their views on right and wrong ways to live. You realize that spiritual awakening isn't about being more spiritual or divine than others. This realization can make you feel like you don't fit in anywhere. For many, this period of loneliness and disconnect from social life is too much to handle. Only a few people manage to endure this transformation and become truly free. The spiritual journey is challenging and not for the timid. It requires letting go of all illusions and attachments, often leading through hard times. But it's not just about being willing to endure. It's about accepting and fully surrendering to the process, even letting go of the idea of being willing. This path teaches you about who you are not, which is a valuable lesson, and shows you true love, trust, and commitment. Your dedication to the path, revealed one step at a time, frees you from distractions that don't contribute to your growth, like relationships that may seem less important. You'll meet people or find guidance in various forms, books, mentors, situations that help you along, but none are meant to stay permanently. You'll often find yourself alone, which is part of the journey. Your commitment to your spiritual path frees you because it makes you focus on what's really important, your higher self. Being alone is a chance to stay present, be grateful, accept what comes, and take action based on guidance. Move into the unknown, letting life flow and doing the necessary soul-searching work. Use your alone time to explore yourself, take walks, read, listen to lectures, and follow whatever inner guidance you get. Get to know yourself, listen quietly, and feel everything deeply. Focus on what truly matters. Let yourself be transformed, welcoming all feelings, thoughts, and experiences. The universe will peel away your layers until you're completely open and alone. But before you reach this point, you'll likely try everything to avoid it. You'll try every method and follow every piece of advice until there's nothing left to try. When you're out of options and feel totally drained, that's when real spiritual change begins. Getting to this point is tough. Only a few make it because the path is littered with obstacles and moments where nothing seems to work. This journey strips away your ego, leaving you lonely and cut off from the world. If you find yourself alone, see it as a hidden blessing. While you might crave close connections with others, the most vital connection is with yourself and the essence of life. This might feel like a long, lonely phase, but it's crucial for moving from who you think you are to who you truly are inside. If you met someone right now, they'd likely fall for the part of you that's not your true self, and you'd do the same with them. Making friends during this transformation is tricky because you're profoundly changing. This phase is important because it helps you understand who you truly are and who you're not, and to distinguish between what's real and what's not. Being alone is often necessary to connect with your inner self, the source of your true nature. Alone time is when you confront your fears, pain, and the parts of you that you might not like, but it's also when you learn that these things don't define you. You're not your fears or your pain. Discovering who you are happens when you're alone, away from distractions. There will be a time when it's right to rejoin the world. Until then, your main job is to focus on yourself and follow the guidance life gives you. Eventually, everything will make a lot more sense. You'll realize that being alone was one of the best parts of your journey, looking back with appreciation and amazement. Alternatively, you could feel sorry for being isolated and lonely, staying unhappy and stuck, and feeling out of place among others, not because you want their company, but because your ego does. Interacting with people might start to feel forced or unnatural. That's when you'll likely give in to solitude. Once you're alone, the serious soul-searching begins. You might resist at first, but sooner or later you'll understand this is where you need to be and embrace it. When you're finally ready, you'll bring the new you back into society. But for now, focus on self-discovery, learn about yourself, and pay attention to what life is showing you. Feeling empty inside isn't something you can fix with external things. Sometimes you might think getting a partner will make you feel less lonely and fill that void, but that's just your ego feeling sad about what it thinks is a lost life, filled with frustration and resentment. This happens because the ego misses its old life, even if it wasn't great. Going back to that old life hurts even more once you've grown past it, including things you used to love. Letting go of what you thought you wanted, what you thought life truly meant for you, makes the journey more fulfilling. Loneliness starts to fade as you dive deeper into yourself and accept your path. However, without this understanding, many people feel depressed and think life is pointless because they're so alone. To avoid feeling lonely, they might overeat, abuse substances, binge-watch TV, spend endless hours on social media, go out a lot, or have meaningless encounters. They sense deep down that they're experiencing a transformation but don't fully grasp it. So they shy away from the unfamiliar, which is what the ego does. During your time alone, you're being reshaped so your true self can emerge. You don't need to feel isolated in this part of your journey. Remember, your higher self is always there for you, providing support in every way. When you truly understand this, any past feelings of frustration and sadness will change into feelings of security and trust. The wonderful experiences, revelations, and spiritual insights you gain will deepen your understanding of your path. You'll find a stronger connection with yourself as you feel less connected to others. This period of solitude is a chance to discover life's quiet, peaceful essence. Eventually, you won't need spiritual guides, books, or any specific techniques anymore. Everything you thought you needed will fall away, leaving you in the pure presence of your higher self. When you find yourself alone, with nothing left to do and nowhere to go, how lonely you feel depends on how much you fight against what's happening and how genuinely you give into it. The more you embrace being alone, the less it will scare you. It's about facing the unknown, something you've likely done many times on your spiritual journey. Letting go of the need to control and the desire for things to happen a certain way is vital. Allow yourself to experience being alone. Let it fill you, breathe into it, and be with it to see what unfolds. Even though you're by yourself, you won't feel lonely because your true self is always with you, supporting you in every way. Understand how your ego works in your life. Even with genuine surrender, the ego doesn't disappear immediately. It's good at adjusting and trying to take over your awareness. There's always more of it to let go of, as it's pretty cunning. Believe that you'll be ready to re-enter the world and form new relationships and friendships when the time is right. These connections will be different from what you currently desire. Just as the universe expands and eventually folds in on itself in a reverse Big Bang, your inner world does the same. When you re-emerge, it'll be as if you've been reborn, not by actively building a new life, but through a transformation where the ego tries, often successfully, to intervene. The process involves breaking down the old life and putting the ego in check first, as it cannot recognize itself. Recognizing who longs for companionship is a key step in moving forward. In the end, the journey of spiritual awakening means letting go of nearly everything. It's not a straight path, but a series of cycles and phases. The key is to live in the moment, fully embracing your situation and making the most of your solitude as you progress. Your life will change drastically from when you started this journey, leaving behind the ego's immature desires. You might discover new aspects of yourself and take unexpected paths, like traveling the world despite financial constraints, because the universe has plans for you. Your ambitions, friendships, and even passions may shift. You could move to a new place, uncover hidden talents, or change your career. The changes are endless and surprising. Being alone helps you to truly understand and love both yourself and life. Although solitude may seem hard now, it becomes one of the most fulfilling experiences. Use this time to heal, release, and grow. Soon the difficult path becomes a journey of light, with clear communication with life, ensuring you never feel lonely again. Thank you for joining us on this profound journey through solitude and spiritual awakening. We hope the insights shared today resonate with you and support your path to discovering your true self. If this video has touched or inspired you, please consider liking it and subscribing to our channel. Remember, the journey within is the most rewarding adventure of all. Stay connected, continue exploring, and until next time, embrace the solitude that shapes your path to awakening.